We have L.A. Nick on the phone. L.A. Nick, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Marvelous. What's up?
Another day in paradise in downtown Minneapolis. There's so much more to this problem than anybody can ever comprehend. The layers are so deep. First of all, the kids are doing it. They're doing it, of course. But there's other problems of it being hidden. It's all being swept under the rug. And the reason why it's being swept under the rug, not only do we have a 4-foot-high pile under the rug, they've dug a 70-foot hole under it.
Right.
And they've been doing it for years, ever since they started the marketing of Minneapolis, which is Meet Minneapolis. When they started marketing our city, they hid everything that could be hid, they hid. I have a police scanner, and the stuff that I hear on there, I can't believe it's not on the news the next day. Like, here's an example. One of the heads, the CEO of Polaris, got pulled out of a cab and beaten and robbed on his way from the Westin Hotel to the Holiday gas station.
Isn't that unbelievable? And we never heard about it.
Never on the news. Never. I know the police scanner. I heard it all happen. I know this. I know the GM at the Westin Hotel where he was staying. I heard the whole story. Even Chief of Staff Rondo, who was Inspector Rondo, told me the whole story. Never on the news. There's so many stories like the hotel rooms getting broken into. Never on the news. They hide everything because they want to market the city. Crime doesn't help market the city, but new bike paths do.
I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
And bike lanes downtown market the city, and the gayest friendliest, that helps market. But they don't want to talk about the crime. And you get a lot of hate when you do talk about it, because Minneapolis has such strong Minneapolis pride, which I'm okay with having pride.
Right.
But when but say you have a problem when you have a problem. And nobody wants to say we have a problem. I went and spoke to a couple schools this year to these kids, and I'll tell you, I was appalled, Tom. I talked to 13-year-olds that have been to heroin rehab 3 times already.
Oh, I know. Heroin is a huge problem.
We're the number 1 city in America for heroin.
Yeah, especially when you can't get it. It's hard.
That's really a problem.
Where could I find this?
I was in Dinkytown, and there was an iguana on the pay meter. And all these homeless were telling me how much they love my shirt. I found the homeless and bums very friendly in Minneapolis. Am I wrong to say that?
No, the homeless people are fine.
They're nice.
These are groups of, like, L.A. Nick, it's pretty much teenage kids, isn't it?
They're all 14, between 12 and 15 years old.
Isn't that
Kick their ass.
And they're out at 2 o'clock in the morning doing this.
Well, here's the problem. City Council has pretty much neutered NPD. You can't stop anybody for anything. There's no loitering laws. There's no lurking laws. You can't even stop them for spitting.
No.
You can't stop me for anything. So what's the only thing they can do? These are pop-up mob robs. They're called mob robs.
Mob rob, right? Exactly.
50 of them will attack you and steal all your stuff. So how is NPD going to stop that when they can't approach them in the first place? On top of that, this is another whole other issue. No cities extradite criminals anymore unless it's for murder. So say you come here from Chicago and you have 5 felony warrants in Chicago for armed robbery, and you come here and NPD picks you up. They'll call Chicago PD, and Chicago will say, we don't want them, keep them. And NPD has to let you go. That's a nationwide thing right now. That's an epidemic in America.
It's just
unless you're wanted for murder, you're free.
Yeah, but it's social economics, though, right? The disparity between rich and poor in America is getting bigger and bigger. You're going to see more and more of this happening.
There's no question about it.
Well, the other thing...
We're number 1 for separation of wealth and poor. Minneapolis is number 1.
Really?
Well, what doesn't make sense to me, it's not like the people that live in Minneapolis don't know this stuff's going on. Even if they're ignoring it and pretending it's not there and turning a blind eye to it, it's, you can do all the marketing in the world, but people know what's going on.
But you have that Norwegian, Swede, German mentality here. They'll watch the city burn down to the ground, and they go home and bitch about it in private.
Well, that's pretty much true.
They'll turn the blind eye. They will not get involved. And if you say something, you'll get stoned. I've been stoned online multiple times, saying people go, "Why don't you move back to LA if you think there's so much crime here?" You're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
I continuously talk about it because I don't want to live in a crappy city.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, I've gotten a few calls since this morning. Angela, to let you know that the family are part owners of several restaurants in town.
Right.
3 different people over a 3-week period.
Sorry to say.
Yeah, no Greek restaurants.
Right.
Anyway, 3 different employees from 3 different restaurants in 3 different weeks. One was stabbed.
Oh, wow.
downtown. One was beaten so severely he needs facial reconstruction, and another one was just beaten to a pulp. All of them robbed. So I finally popped a cork this morning and said, I just found out about this. And
I'll tell you, I shot a movie downtown here for Showtime, and we had to hire guards to guard the cameramen so the cameras got getting stolen.
Right.
We did. I'm not kidding you. We had to hire our
It's unbelievable.
Because our cameras almost got stolen every night by mobs of kids.
And he, by the way, did not say 15. And L.A. Nick said 50, and he's right. It's groups of 50.
Good Lord.
Little
That
kids.
many?
Yeah.
Listen, the night of the Aquatennial Parade, I watched 50. There was 50. There was 100. The 50 people, 50 of them, beating up 2 people.
It's unbelievable.
Right in front of the Radisson Blu and the Marriott Hotel are two of our good best tourist hotels, and they all congregate there because that liquor store. There's a liquor store right there that sells single servings.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only single serving liquor store in Minneapolis downtown. I've been fighting to get that changed for 3 years to deaf ears because nobody wants to hear it.
Because you're a racist.
You're a racist. If you stop selling single servings, you become a racist.
That's what they'll say.
Unbelievable.
L.A. Nick should run for mayor of Minneapolis.
You should.
I'm listening to. I'd vote for you, Nick.
Well, listen. The Star Tribune called me the mayor of Minneapolis After Dark multiple times. I've been on every morning show called the mayor of Minneapolis After Dark. I'm very, very, very involved in my community. And there was a story 2 weeks ago in the Star Tribune about me saying that we think he's going to run for office. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not saying I am. But in the next year, I'm going to make a move because I retired here. I bought my place cash here. I'm living here. I'm 50 years old. I figure I have about 300 months left to live. And I don't want to move again.
That's it? 300 months? That's it?
That's a good name for a show, though. Mayor of Minneapolis is a great name for a show. He's a vigilante.
Well,
Guy's from L.A. He comes to Minneapolis after dark. He puts on his cape and ladies' underwear, and he fights crime.
My website is mayorofminneapolis.com.
It isn't really?
I had a feeling it was.
That's kind of like Funny Greek.
Funny Greek.
Every time that somebody from City Council has to email me, and they have to email me at info@mayorofminneapolis.com, I know they wanted to smash my face in.
Well, I tell you what, Nick, stay in touch. We'll
keep talking about the subject, and listen. I tell everybody, denial solves nothing.
Exactly.
Well, this is going to be the home of it.
Denial solves nothing.
I told him, because I don't own the KQ Morning Show. I'm not going to take up their time. But I do own this show, and therefore I'm going to talk about it here at TomBernardShow.com a lot, because I'm not letting this go while people, I don't know the guys, but employees of ours have been pummeled, and I'm not going to stand by and watch this happen.
Well, listen, one more thing. I'll tell you one more thing that I did. I put out a map called the Downtown Minneapolis Landmine Map. And you have to jog. Certain streets you have to jog from side to side, because you have to know where the problems are. And I put that if you Google Downtown Minneapolis Landmine Map, it'll come right up. And it tells you what areas to avoid, what bus stops to avoid. And I got a lot of crap for that from City Council and from other people that did not like me putting that out. But I'm trying to make people aware of the danger.
Yeah, I mean, people have to be told that, and again, they know when you're going home, they know when the bars close, they know when the restaurants close, they know when the late shift restaurant people leave.
You're a sitting duck.
You are, absolutely.
And then what are you going to do with 50 people anyway?
Exactly.
Even if you have a gun, 50 people on you got no chance.
Need a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Good hockey stick.
That would help.
That'll help. You can take out about 30 of the little bastards with the hockey stick.
You have to walk around with an AK-47.
Yeah.
LA Nick, stay in touch, man.
Hey, thanks, and keep spreading the word, man.
We'll get it done.
All right, peace, brothers.
Peace to you, LA Nick. LA Nick's rather passionate.
LA
about
Nick.
this. LA Nick.
It's so